2. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. The Lord said, confession good for the soul. So right now,
all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call to be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how we see vanity, not the lives lost. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cook dope with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you, I had your life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me, but that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bruh, even though we did the wrong thing. My life would've been a lot different if I fell up under Rob's wing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name, now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas, not knowing that them handcuffs custom made the face. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design it. Cause when you in them streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you gonna be on papers and on restrictions. My father said a hard head to make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In a place where a black man's blood is cheap, I thank the Lord for the day I was on 8th Street. Pissing in the cup, back and forth to court. Found the DC school, I swear it felt like I crawled on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. Asked me why I'm UPK, I told them I ain't have a choice. They said God ain't 50-50 and what's gonna come to pass. The Lord called me out the world and I started running fast. All I wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. Go ahead. All I wanted was to be a gangster. It's UPK until it hit the fan. I want power and a throne, nigga, fuck them grams. All I wanted was to be a gangster, but I was real as a righteous man. And now got the upper hand, gotta promote this brand. Correct whole multitudes until they all understand. If I can't get that crown, Lord, then put me in the hands of someone more mighty, make me this hit man. Reminiscing on the pain that was felt. Shit, I was in the jam. Shit, I needed help. But Twan was locked up and the judge put man on the shelf. Had me crying cause it felt like I was left by myself. All I wanted was to impress niggas with my grinding. Now I ain't trying to prove shit to nobody but Muhammad. Cause most these niggas lie and pump smoke. One time for the most high, he made me a cutthroat. Cause all I ever wanted was to smash my opponents. Stacking cash, not knowing it wouldn't last. Dear God, I hope you accept my atonement. Cause all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was a gangster. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know wasn't danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time when I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster.
Warrior with the hands, that's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. It's best that you be easy. The end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my ways. Pay back in every breath, plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word. Bring light into the
Shalom Israel, where's the ISUPK? Start off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commanding General Yohana, 1969, where we teach blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians make up the 12th tribe of Israel. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. In fact, if you're not under Commanding General Yohana and the ISUPK, you're simply not under the truth. My name is Kazak Shapar. I'm filling in for the law class. For right now, I'm normally in the Lashwan Kodash class, but I've been asked to fill in, so that's what I'm going to do. So, teaching tonight, we're going to talk about, the Christian church and how they are, and how understanding, how their understanding is thwarted, how they do not understand that they need to shake those limbs off. If you're black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, we teach out on the street, We teach in class from Monday through Saturday, which is a Sabbath, and we show our people who we are. And we beckon you to get out of that Christian church because it's nothing but poison. I mean, that's all it is to you. If people don't understand, so we're gonna talk about it a little bit today to show you to get out of that Christian church, to understand that, and not only that, we're going to show you that we need to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. The children of Israel, a lot of people in the Christian church, they go off and saying that, oh, we don't have to keep the laws of the Most High. Those things are done away with. Thinking that they can eat any abominable thing and the wicked things that they eat. But in the latter times, we knew that this would happen. We know that the Most High, and of course it's been happening for quite some time. We've been in captivity here, and we understand that through our captivity that we got off in eating, we got off to eating anything, wearing anything, dressing like these oppressor, who is the devil, a.k.a. White man, simple as that. The Christian church is an organization established by Rome to fool us and deceive us even further. So, all they teach is vanity, lies, they're hypocrites and wicked. And I can go on down the line. But here in ISUPK, we teach that our people don't have to stay up the guise of the Christian church. We have to keep the commandments. That's what the Most High tells us. Because they are worshiping in vain, the COVID's got them kind of tramped down right now. But if you're in the chat, go ahead and put your name in the chat, and we'll talk and we'll keep going in class. That's lucky. But we want you to understand that in ISUPK, under Commander Johnny Yohana, we know that we should keep the commandments. And we'll get into this a little bit further to show you how the Christian church got all off. We'll do the best we can here. And they get off, they have, that's another one here, let me write that down. They keep a lot of traditions, and we'll talk about those traditions that they do. The Most High says, keep the statutes and the laws and the commandments, forever. You don't go around and just said, matter of fact, if you do these things, the Most High, he'll make you on high. We'll turn to that scripture. He'll give us something better than what we got. He would have given us something better. All we had to do is just keep his laws, statutes, commandments. Hold on, slack for a second. Let me get a scripture here. I think it's let me turn to the first one here. Let me see. We'll go to Deuteronomy, where the Lord, He was giving us the understanding of keeping the laws. After we came out of the Egypt, which means bondage, and then we came out of all of that, and of course we got up into the to the understanding of what we're supposed to do. Let's find out. Let's see what the book of Deuteronomy says about what the Most High would do if we keep His commandments and keep His laws and statutes. That's where the Christian churches got off. They don't read this Bible like they're supposed to. They don't understand the Bible. Only the ISUPK have the breakdown and understanding of the Bible of the Most High. It's made for us. That's what the Most High has given us, and we use the King James version of the Bible. We can use the King James version of the Bible. Also, I have a Bible. I think it's out loud in my car, but anyway, and the ISUPK taught me that this Apocrypha is part of our Bible. It's set in the 1611 edition, the King James, a black man, King James of Scott. We had rulers all over the nation, all over the world back then, in 1600s and even before then. The Most High has put that in the middle of the King James version of 1611. It's called the Apocrypha. These are parts of our books also, Maccabees and Esdras and books like that. Ecclesiasticus, the rest of Esther. There are a lot of books in here that belong to the Bible. And the Catholic Church took it out. But because they took it out, we lost a lot. We didn't know a lot of our history. But now we have that. We have this Apocrypha, which is part of the King James Version, and we have our Bible. So we understand what's going on. So I urge you guys to take notes under Officer Kazak Par 50 here, and we'll go down the line and we'll show you. Like I said, a Norman and Lashawan Kwadash class, I may use a few words in Lashawan Kwadash. Urge you to get in class Friday also. I may use a few words that may relate to that, like I may say, I'll get into it. I may say words that help you to remember that. But anyway, the Christian church tell you that you don't have to keep these laws. You can go and eat anything, eat a dead body for that matter. But they're big eaters of pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. They worship any holidays, and they should be worshipped, but the holy days, of course. They eat any kind of food with pigs. They're big on eating pigs, abominations. The women dress any kind of way, provocative, and they come there and they holy roly all on Sunday and come right back Monday all the way through and do it again. Because, the pastor go around, go around and do all of his long-winded sermons saying that, man, you don't have to worry about that law right there. You're under grace, and we'll get into that too. We'll let you know. We'll find out what the Most High says about that a little bit better here. Let's read the book of Deuteronomy. Let me see. Hold a minute. Let me check it off of here. There we go. Okay. Let's find out what the Most High said that he would do for us if we simply just keep the commandments here. Said it should come to pass, and follow along with Deuteronomy 28 chapter, first verse. And it should come to pass that thou shalt hearken diligently. Hearken means to listen. Diligent to the voice of the Most High thy power, or thy God, to observe and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. That's the Most High giving you a command right there. He said, keep all of the commandments. Like I said, we're in Deuteronomy 28 chapter. Follow along with me. I know we have some people checking in right now. If we do all of his commandments and observe, which I command thee this day, that the Most High, the power, which set thee above all nations, he'll set you above of all nations. Now that's not some. That's of all of the earth. Aratazah, of all the earth. We're not talking about world here. We're talking about of all the earth. That means this whole globe here. He would have set us on high. Let me read that again. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord God, to observe and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that Yahweh, thy power, will set thee on high above all nations of the Ratazah, or earth. See, if you're in setting coming classes, you know Aratazah means the earth, or Ha'aratazah. Ba'aratazah means the earth. And we'll get on that. We'll understand some of this Hebrew here. You can break down some things, not a lot, but you have to keep growing and growing and growing, and then you will begin to break it down a lot. And that's what I'm doing. And then he says in verse 2, and all the blessings shall come on thee, and overtake. There be so many that's going to overtake you. If thou shalt hearken or listen, that's what that word means, unto the voice of Yahweh thy power. Now, what does that mean? So what I read here is that you have to hearken or listen before you get into anything else, before you hear anything else. The Most High said, if you just simply listen. And most of us don't listen. Hard-headed. The 12 tribes of Israel, hard-headed, stiff-necked Hebrews. Man, do we actually pay attention to the most of things? Listen, if we would have paid attention to most of the things we're supposed to, we wouldn't be in the Christian church right now. A lot of our people sitting up here in the Christian church, I'm trying to shake them up, trying to understand. But listen, if they just, my mother was there, my father was there, my dad was there. Say, come on, Kazak, that's my Hebrew name. Come on, get up. If you didn't, you got a strap. But you see, it's because that's all they knew. But now's the time. You don't have to be with that ignorance. And then we had misunderstandings, thinking that Christ was white and all of those things. So people woke up. They really had no enthusiasm. But we're talking about getting back to the Most High. It's what he said in Deuteronomy 28 about keeping the commandments of the Most High. So you can keep these laws. You can keep these statutes. You can keep these commandments if you understand them. You have to understand what you have to do first. You have to understand that the Bible is actually your book. It's your roadmap to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. And all the blessings, let's go to verse 3. Blessed shall thy be in the city. Blessed shall thy be in the field. Now that means the cities that you're going to be blessed. And blessed shall thy be in the field. That means all the corn, the grain, the wheat, the barley. Even he will put you on high if all you had to do is obey his commandments. That's a simple thing to do. Will people do them? Okay. And you can see right now where you got a lot of people in Christian church, they don't do them. So they don't want to. It's people all over. And that's what we here in ISUPK trying to tell you, to keep his laws, statutes, and his commandments. Blessed shall thou be in the city, and blessed shall thou be in the field. Verse 4. Blessed shall be in the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground. Oh man, that means you have plenty of children. Your fruit of your ground, the ground is blessed. And the fruit of the cattle. Oh man, you need those cattle because that's what plows the field. That's what people eat too. Of course, you have the bulls and oxen too. The increase of the kine and the flocks of thy sheep to keep us warm. To have our cotton. But that's what the Most High said. If you just simply do diligently, and it says right here, hearken diligently, listen diligently. Will we do that? Did we do that? Of course not. That's why a lot of people strung out here in the Christian church got pastor all over this map, all over the globe, go around, can take and impersonate what our gates language because they're not doing what they're supposed to. They're impersonating us. They're preaching anything because they're giving heed to these seducing devils and spirits. That's what they're doing. Let's read a little bit more. It says, "Blessed shall thy basket and thy store." Man, the basket's gonna be so full with grain, and your store's gonna be full with granaries, fruits. These are the blessings the Most High wants to give you if you just keep his covenant. That word is bariath. That covenant, the covenant. If you just do that, that's all he wanted you to do. The Lord shall, he even said, verse 7, the Most High shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. And they shall come out against thee one way and flee 7 times. The Most High is going to take care of your enemy if you simply hearken and do his commandments. That's what he wanted you to do. In this Bible, that's all you have to do. That's all we have to do is do his commandments. Then it says right here, verse 9, it says, the Most High shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, just by keeping the commandments. But anyway, that's he keep in other words, verse 10, it says, and all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by thy name and the Lord, and all the people see this, and they shall be afraid. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by thy name of the Lord, of the Most High, and they shall be afraid of thee. That's what it is. All they have to do, and that's a whole nother lesson study of all the nations that really were afraid of us at one time. The Most High would go before us in battle with the ark. What do you think that ark represented? The commandments of the Most High, the Shekinah glory. But that's what it is. And he wants you to basically understand that that's what you have to do. But the Christian church teaches you things like let's see here. Let's turn to 1 Timothy, the 4th chapter, let's see what happened in the latter days, what the Most High says. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly. 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter days some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing devils, seducing spirits, and doctrines of devils. That's what a lot of people in the Christian church and a lot of people, our people, are caught up in that. They're caught up in all that rigmarole and all the jumping around and jumping over pews because Reverend Ike, I was talking to one of the officers, you know, that's what he was doing. You can't lose the stuff with the stuff I use, a prayer cloth and all of these different things. These things are not what the Most High asked us to do. We'll get into the laws, statutes, commandments. We'll find out. There are ways to keep his laws and statutes and commandments, and people need to understand that. We need to understand that the Most High has a direction to go to keep his laws. The Christian church ain't gonna teach you that. Why? Because they can't. They don't understand it. Say, for instance, things like let's turn to say like if they tell you to eat anything you want to eat. Let's turn to Leviticus the 11th chapter. Let's find out what the Most High says about eating, about what he says. Okay, about what he says about eating foods. Let's turn to Leviticus 11th chapter. And people, if you have any comments and things, you can of course write them in the chat. And if I can answer them right then, we'll get with you a little later on here. But as we go, you know, just understand we're trying to understand how and should we keep the laws? Of course, we should keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. We should keep the Most High laws, statutes, and commandments, because what I just read in Deuteronomy, that He will put us and make us high up all the earth. So that's the whole thing. But if you hearken not and do diligently or listen, the Most High is going to curse us, and I'll get back to that in a second here. What he says. Well, let's go to. I tell you what. Let's go back to. Let's go back to why. Let's go back to that for a second. Let's go back to the curse. What the Most High said before I get into some of the laws here. The Lord shall open thee a good treasure in heaven and the rain until our land is season and so forth. That's verse 12. And bless in all thy work in thy hand. Thou shalt lend unto you're going to lend it to many nations. That means you're going to be rich. You know, that's what he's saying. And thou shalt not borrow. Look at what we're doing now. Borrowing from everything. Because we don't keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. We're borrowing. Listen, you go down there, your car, you need a home. You need to, some people need to borrow just to have a meal for next week on a credit card. We're running up credit cards, we're borrowing. But the Most High said, if you keep the law, statutes, and commandments, you don't even have to borrow from anybody. As a matter of fact, you'll be lending to nations. And the Most High said you're going to be the head, not the tail, in verse 13. And this is what he said. But listen, let's go to verse 15. Let's find out if we don't keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. We already know if we keep his laws and listen and do diligence. Listen. Diligent means be in a hurry, be in an exact. Let's look that word up. Let's look up diligent. Let's find out what that is. Let's look that word up before we read on here. Let's look up what it means to be diligent here. Let's look that up and let me show you what it means. Okay, let's find out. Okay, let's see. Let's find out what this word means, diligent. Having or showing care and conscientiousness in one's work or duties. That means like the Levi priests, you know, they're coming there and they're giving all the peace offerings, the wave offerings, the sheaf offerings. You know, they were doing their diligence, and the Most High expect us to be diligent. Keep your women, keep your household straight. If you just keep and do the laws and do them diligently, that means we would have been successful. And of course, you still do that now. But back then, we're on the curse now. I mean, we're under the curse of Deuteronomy. 28. So, but here's what that word means. Having or showing care and conscientiousness in one's work or duties. That means we didn't. The Most High wanted us to be diligent. Did we do that? Nah, man. We went to work. We went to worship in groves and all this stuff. And all this stuff led to the disaster of the Catholic Church and the churches in Rome and all of that grabbing us, putting us in captivity. That's why it was so easy for us to go in captivity. That's why even the Philistines stole our ark at one time. That's why it was so easy for us to be in captivity, because we lost the diligence of keep the commandments. We lost the understanding of how to do this. We didn't do it. And then Most High said, all right, I'll tell you what, I'll just curse you then. And let's read this right here. But we're on Deuteronomy 28 to 15 chapter. See if, okay. Deuteronomy 28 to 15 chapter. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy God, to observe to do all the commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses, oh my goodness, all the curses. See, that's where we are right now for being hard-headed, stiff-necked people. All we had to do is do these commandments. Let's read this again here. Which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. You don't think the slavery that we had and been going through has overtaken us? You don't think? Look at the Christian church. Look where it's gotten most of our people captivated in. Captivated in thinking that you can sing your way out, that you can worship a white Christ, that you can eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. These are all laws, I'm telling you. The women that can dress like whores, dress provocative, that you can smoke anything you want, that you can overindulge in everything, and drinking, and be a drunk in the gutter. There's time for strong drink. There's time for wine, and we'll talk about that in here. There's time when you eat some lamb. There's time when you can eat some good meats. But there's never time to eat the pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. You know, that's never been a time to do that. Where do our people get that from? Because that's what they threw at us. We came off them slave ships. They said, what is this? Some of our people had to jump overboard and drown. So I can't eat this. You know, I can't. Listen, I don't even know. Eating chitlins, I don't even know what they taste like. But I surely know what they smell like. And you got to be some kind of damn fool, pardon my language, to eat something that is so abominable, so disgusting, so degrading. You have to be, there's a story that one of our officers read about TITHES, and even one of the women that had children, I believe it was 7 of them, that said, I'm not going to eat this a wicked and abominable thing. That's a whole other story that one of the officers brought out, and we'll bring it out sometime, not in this class, but and rather than to eat the pork and the bad food, this woman stood up strong and said, I'm going to keep the law, statute, commandments. Oh, killed one of them, killed another, until they ran to the youngest, and the youngest persevered. So that was a good mother that kept her, said, I ain't joining your church, because that's what that is. And that's what they call themselves doing. Putting us into a bag of understanding, like, look, we'll just kill you. But you know what? You can't force a person to do something they don't want to do it. You know? Be diligent. Let's finish reading here. Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou shalt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High, thy God, or thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed. Now, before there was blessings up above the first 14 chapters. Now he's talking about curses, okay? Cursed shall thou be in the city. Cursed shall thou be in the field. Cursed shall thou bask. Now he's going over every last one of these saying, before there was blessing, but now there are curses, you see? Now the Most High is telling you, and he's making a record of it, very specific. Curse. And boy, did we ever get some curses going on here. Did we ever look at us? We're destroyed for lack of knowledge. We don't even know. And the Christian church is where they threw us in. And even Martin Luther King, wicked man, threw us and integrated us when all we had to do was be segregated. But anyway, and because he was perpetrating as one of the leaders. Our leaders are terrible. They're awful. They languished. You know, they don't care about anything except for the money. So they don't care. It's like they don't care about the law, statutes, and commandments that you should be keeping. But the Most High said in verse 16, "Cursed shall thy be in the city, cursed shall thy be in the field, cursed shall thy baskets and thy store." Verse 18, "Cursed shall the fruit of thy body," oh man, "cursed shall the fruit of the land, the increased kind, and the flocks and all the sheep." These things are going to be cursed. All because we're hard-headed, stiff-necked, didn't do diligence. "Cursed shall thou be," verse 19, "Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out." My goodness, what kind of life is that you want to live simply because you don't want to do what the Most High said? What kind of life is that? You know, here in ISUPK, the Command of General Honor, man, we have our wives. We eat decent food. We understand what it's supposed to be because we are breaking ourselves out of these curses, you see? But we're still being killed in the street out here because of them fools out there that hate us. That's a whole other topic of discussion. But the Most High said this, "Cursed shall thy be when thou comes in, cursed shall thou be when thou goest out." Verse 20, "The Most High sin, and upon this curse and vexation and rebuke and all that setteth thy hand to do." Wow. Hand unto for you to do. Until thou let me read this again. "The Most High shall send upon thee cursings, vexations, and rebuke, and all that thou seest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, wherefore thou hast forsaken me." See, that's where we are. And that's what we are. And that's what, when you look at the Christian church, wicked. They're liars. They're hypocrites. You see, that's what the Christian church teaches our people. Teaches our people to be wicked. Teaches our people traditions. And we'll get into that in a second here. Let's go to, what was our reading here? 1 Timothy 4:2. Let's go back there. If we finish with that, Salakia here. We'll go there. 1 Timothy, Salakia. We'll go, let's find out, let's read just a little bit. Well, it just makes it disgusting to see how wicked some of our people have become, you know, because we didn't pay attention. The Most High said, all right, I'm going to show you. 1 Timothy, he says, what did I say? That's 2 Timothy here. Let's get to the first. 1 Timothy 4. Now the Spirit First Timothy 4:2. Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. Our conscience is seared with a hot iron here in the Christian church and all these churches where our people are. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are set up in a system out there that they're trapped and they can't get out unless they understand and come to the ISUPK. Here in ISUPK, we teach them to come out of that. We teach them to understand that you don't have to be liars. You don't have to worship in vain. You don't have to be hypocrites. You don't have to be wicked. We teach them to come out of that. That's what I'm beckoning and telling you right now. But anyway, the Christian church speak lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. That's what they're doing. Their conscience is seared. Well, they don't know. You know, they have no peace. They don't have no peace because they're kind of confused wondering, how can I go to church and the pastor tells me that not to keep the commandments of the Most High? They don't have no peace. They're confused. They just don't. How can I go there and he's telling me to, oh, you can do anything you want. You can wear that short dress, sister. You can seduce that man over there. You know, you can play the field. You can have as many husbands as you want, sis. You don't have to worry about it. As a matter of fact, in the Christian church, the pastor would say, oh, I can be one of them. That's the problem that we have in the Christian church right now. We'll go to Isaiah. We'll say, they have no peace. We'll show you here. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Sorry. We'll Isaiah 57:12. It tells you that basically. Let's go. The people around the world, and the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Salaki, hold on. Okay, here it is. Sorry, Salaki. The people around the world and all the Christian churches out there, they all teach the same thing. And our blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians need to get out of those. We don't need to be part of that wicked abomination. What people are doing. We need to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what we need to do it. So Isaiah, lock it there. Page is getting there a little. There we go. It says basically our people have no peace. Here it is right here. Isaiah 57:21. Let's get to it. Right here. Isaiah 57:21. It says, but the wicked, let's go to 20. But the wicked are like the troubled sea, which when it comes, if you're in that Christian church, you're going to be classified with the white man. You're going to be classified with Esau, and basically saying you basically wicked if you want to worship in his Christian church, because he instituted it. So that's what you will have become. But the wicked are like the troubled sea, when it cannot rest, whose waters cast up in mire and dirt. There is no peace, saith my power to the wicked. They don't have any peace. And the Most High makes sure that our people don't have any. Because the wicked, they're troubled. They got all these spirits on them. The pastor, he don't know what he's doing. You know, our gates simply languish because they do not follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. In vain. You know, they're worshiping the Most High in vain. That's what they're doing. Let's turn to that. Let's find out. Do they really understand it? Well, you know, we're letting you know right now. In the wicked Christian church that don't keep the commandments of the Most High, and all of these different pastors that teach our women to do anything and dress provocative and eat filth, our men to eat the filthy things, and our children and our babies eating filthy, worship on these bad holidays, no wonder they have no peace. No wonder. I mean, I wouldn't have peace either if I was there. That's why I pulled myself, the Lord found me and said, gave me a new name. And Isaiah said I had no peace, and I didn't. But see, I don't have to classify myself as wicked anymore. I'm a man of the Most High, doing this, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Let's see what we got here. Let's turn to Matthew 15:9. Let's see what it says right here. Let's see what these people and the wicked Christian church, because they were doing this a lot when Christ was here. The scribes and the Pharisees, there's no different. That was the first church's wickedness that started. Church of wickedness started there, I call it. It says, the people draweth nigh unto me, 15:8. This people draweth nigh unto me, their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Okay, this people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth. In other words, they talk a good game, they spit it out, but what they say is that, and honor me with their lips. They say, oh Lord, but their heart, which is the mind, which is the heart, said their mind ain't with me. That's what the Most High said. You're not with me. And then it says, verse 9, but in vain do they worship me. The Christian church in vain is worshiping the Most High. We'll look that word up in a second here. But in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines and commandments of men. Not of the Most High. The commandments of men, their traditions, their vanity. They don't keep. Let's look up that word vanity. Let's look it up and see what it means there. Let's look it up. Let's go there. Let's find out what that is. Let's make sure you understand what's comprises of this Christian church. Let's see what it says. Let's see. This is what they do. It's word, you can do a lot of different words here. We'll use this one right here. Having or showing undue excessive pride in one's appearance and achievements. Conceited. The pastors are vain. They're conceited. No wonder. They want the money. They pass around the collection plate. I was in a church one time. They passed around the collection plate. I believe it was 4 or 5 times. I said, this can't be right. People come home broke. But they riding up there in a Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, cars that I ain't ever hardly been inside. So having or showing undue or excessive pride in one's appearance or achievement, conceited, marked by futility or ineffectualness, having no real value, idle, worthless, vain pretensions. You talking about vain pretensions, having no worth? That's the Christian church. If you in one of them, get out. Get under command of Joni Hana here in the ISUPK and understand where your role really should be. So roll yourself out of that Christian church and get yourself back in. Get yourself in the ISUPK. Lock it. I see some people say, "Oh no, my pastor teach good." No, he don't. He's vain. Okay, he's a liar. He's a hypocrite. He's wicked. He's a traditionalist. What does that mean? Well, let's find out some of the traditions that they keep here in the Christian church all the time. Let's talk about one. Let's turn to Jeremiah 10:3. Let's find out one of the traditions. Isaiah, Jeremiah. Here we go, right here. 10:3. Yeah, there it is, right here. I want the people. Let's see, in an audience right there. Y'all, won't you tell me what this sounds like to you? Thus says the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen. He's heathen also. Let me write that. I forgot that one. My God. He's heathen, tradition, wicked. Learn not the way of this heathen. See, the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. The heathen. Don't learn his way. That's where we get this from. We get it from a.k.a. Esau, Edom, a.k.a. the white man that taught us these heathen customs and tradition. What the Most High say? He says, thus says the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs. Be not dismayed of the signs. Lock it, hold a minute. Let's lock it for a second. Okay. All right, just making sure. Yeah, okay. Good. All right. Yes, we are holding class tonight. And let's go back to Jeremiah. I want you guys to tell me what what this is talking about here. Thus saith the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed of the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. Now these are the holidays. These are the customs. Let's find out which one this is. For the customs of the people are in vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest. One cutteth a tree out of the forest. Stop for a second. Hold a minute. One cutteth a tree out of the forest, Salakia. Jeremiah 10:3. For the customs of the people are vain. One cutteth a tree out of the forest, and worketh with his hands, and worketh with an axe. He decked it with silver and gold, and fastened it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. So, if y'all in the audience, just tell me what this custom is. Tell me, Salakia there. Tell me what this custom sound like. I'll read it again. For the customs of the people are in vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it do not move. Tell me what that custom is, if anybody's in class. Lock you for a second. Lock you for a second here. Oh, Salaki. So I want you guys to tell me. Let's see who got that right there. Looks like, is that Adrian? I think it is. She said that the class, she said that it sounds like Christmas, because that's what it is. You see, they taught us in the heathen customs, they taught us to keep traditions like Christmas. They taught us to keep these traditions. Kana Wakan, Salaki, the water officer of bond for posting that, but I'm already in class live, but I don't know why they can't see it, but Salaki is for the people who didn't get it, but the water, sir, for posting that. But anyway, for the customs of the people are vain. One cutteth a tree out of the forest, for the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. Okay? That's, oh, okay. Okay. Thus saith the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed of the signs of the heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the custom of the people are in vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, for the works of the hands and the workman with the axe. And they deck it with silver and gold, because that's what the heathen church has taught us. That's what Christianity has taught us. They taught us to be, yeah, that's right, Chris. They taught us to follow these vain traditions and keep them. That's one of the things that they've done. And we're going to get into here of why you shouldn't be in the Christian church, why you got to understand that this is not something that you want to be gravitating to. This is not something that you want to be in. You want to always understand that you always want to go to the Bible and not go to the Christian church, because they don't have the Bible. I was even some people, even all these new translations they got in there, the NLT, the NIV, and NVI, whatever they got in there, New World Translations, all these translations, those don't have the laws of the Most High in them. They don't have them in them, because if they did, people would understand. They don't use the Apocrypha, they don't understand. So they don't see, although Jeremiah 10:1 says it clear and plain right here. The custom of the people of vain. They have it right here. We have what the Christian church needs. We have the Bible. They don't have the Bible. Because if you're black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, get out of the heathen church. Get out of that and find your way in the ISUPK. That's what you need to be doing. Okay? Let's go to another one here. Let's find out about how they dress in the Christian church. And of course, we're talking about the laws, statutes, and commandments, and we're finding out how people dress, and we're finding out. Let's see. No, let's go to Deuteronomy 22:5. Let's see what it says right there. Let's see it. Deuteronomy 22:5. I believe that's what it is. Let's find out what the That's Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy 22:5. Leviticus, Numbers. Yeah, we're just there. Let's find out. It's locked for a second there. Let's find out here. Here it is, right here. Let's go to let's find out in Deuteronomy 22:5. Let's see what it says. What the woman should wear. Now, a lot of our LGBT community and lesbians and gays, and that's what's stuck up in the Christian church. That's another wicked abomination that's stuck up in there. And I'm talking the laws of the Most High, of what you should be, what you should have as an understanding, is to keep you from getting involved into this Christian church. Or if you are there, you need to come out of it. You don't need to be involved with this wicked abomination. But let's see what it says right here. Deuteronomy 22:5. The woman shall not wear which pertaineth to a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord. What is this talking about here? Well, it's talking about that a woman should wear basically clothes that are not provocative. She shouldn't wear a man's clothing. She shouldn't wear pants that are not men's pants. I mean, that are not women's pants. They're pants for women. That's fine. But their women should wear their pants, and women should wear dresses when they have to. Wear women's clothes. Wear your blouse. Don't wear things that pertain unto a man. Strutting around here, because if you do that, then people are not gonna know who you are. This is where you got all these lesbians and all these LGBT communities coming up, trying to the women trying to look like a man. So, but the Bible says that, and furthermore than this, you'll find that in the Christian churches all day long. But here's one you'll find all the time. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. Now, what's this all about? Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. If you're out there, tell me where you think this is. When a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination to the Lord thy God. If he puts on it, if a woman puts on a man's clothes and a man puts on a woman's clothes, what are they called? I mean, what do you think this is? What do you think that's out there? You got some people that wear anything in these Christian churches that don't understand that you have to read this Deuteronomy 22 and 5 to even understand that you're not even supposed to wear that. You're not supposed to be part of the communities out there where people put on anything and wear anything, and just understand that that's not part of what you should be doing. You see, understand that the Most High, let's see. Okay, right. Understand that the Most High wants you to put on, hold on, let's lock it. Okay, all right. Most High wants you to put on the proper clothing. Men wear men's clothes. Women wear women's clothes. Let's see here. Right. I think Sister Adrian made a comment over there. I believe, let's see. Couldn't see what she was saying over there. I'll find out here. But when in the Christian church, they don't keep the laws, so they wear anything. The women wear dresses too short. They wear clothing that are of men. They do everything what they're not supposed to be doing. So let's read it again here as far as how it's supposed to be read here. Deuteronomy 22 and 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do are an abomination unto the Most High thy power. Now the Most High calls them an abomination. He takes it a step further. He calls it an abomination because this is not something that you should be doing. You shouldn't be dressing so provocative that you can't understand who you are, and the people can't even understand who you are. People can't understand what you're supposed to be like because all they see is this silhouette. What is that? And of course, that's what's caught up in the Christian church right now. But if you just go and find yourself in the Bible and come out of these Christian churches, then you won't have to be part of all of these bad sayings and bad ideas and then vains and liars and hypocrites and wicked and traditions of the heathen, because that's what the heathen is causing us to do, to dress wrong, to worship his holidays, to worship all kinds of things that are abominations. See, but let's find out. Let's go to Deuteronomy 23 and 18. Let's see what it says about dressing, because that's when we're talking about what's up in the Christian church and how they eat, how they dress, how they're vain, how they're liars and hypocrites, the wicked, traditions. They keep the heathen. Let's find out a little bit further here. Deuteronomy 23 and 18. Let's find out what this says. It says, let's go to 17 right here. It says, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. That's what's found because of the way the Christian church is structured. That's what's found up in these churches. You got whores and sodomites, men and women doing wicked and abominable things. And then it says, verse 18, thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore, or the price of a dog unto the house of the Lord. So, of thy God, for any vow. So, for even both these are abomination unto the Most High, thy power. See, you can't dress any kind of way you want. You can't whore yourself out, you know. And the men, you can't sodomize yourself and expect to be under the Most High. You know, that's what's found in these churches. That's why it's the Most High calls them abominations and wicked. You know, because that's not something you're supposed to be doing. But let's find out here. Let's read Matthew. Let's find out what we should be doing. What the Most High said about the law. It says Matthew 5 and 17. Let's turn in 5 and 17 right here. Matthew 5 and 17. Let's see what it says about it. Matthew 5 and 17. Let's says, think not that I come to destroy the law. The Most High didn't come to destroy the law. Or the prophets. For I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. But to fulfill. It says, think not. He's come to fulfill. Now that word, I looked that word up. It means to bring to a reality, to achieve, to realize, to uphold it, to establish. The Most High. It's the law. It's the Most High. And Christ is saying, think not. Let's go back there and read that again. Matthew 5 and 17. Okay? This is the words are read because these are the words of Christ. Think not that I've come to destroy the law. Now, this is Christ talking. All the prophets. He didn't come to destroy the law. All the prophets. And that's what we are in the ISUPK. We are the laws. We are the prophets. And we keep the laws. But he didn't come to destroy. He come to fulfill them. So think not that I have come to destroy the law or the prophets. I'm not come to destroy, but to fulfill. You see. And it says, and he said, for how long? He says, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. So the Most High is trying to say to you that I didn't come to destroy this law. So what are you doing down here in the Christian church talking about you can do everything? Talking about you can eat anything. Talking about women, you can dress like anything. And men, you can come up and dress like anything and be in a way that's abominable in these churches, Christian churches. Come out of these Christian churches. Get into the ISUPK so you'll know who you are. So you'll have a better understanding. Just come out of there. That's all you have to do. And then it says, the Most High says to fulfill. That's, a reality, to achieve. It says he's to uphold it, to establish it. And then it says, how long? When it says, think not, he says, verse 18, for verily I said to you, to heaven and earth pass. One jot, that means one iota of this. That's what he's trying to say. One iota, okay? Shall in no wise pass. The Most High, of course, the penalty of the law, we are under the law if you, I'm sorry, it's like you're supposed to keep the law. But the penalty of the law, Christ made sure that he came to fulfill this. We no longer stone people to death out here for breaking the laws, but we make sure that we keep the law, statutes, and commandment. If you keep the law, statutes, and commandment, and the grace is capturing you when it needs to be, you don't say, well, okay, well that law don't apply to me. And besides that, or because I ain't break nothing. Besides that, but all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. That's one thing. But until the Christian church, they'll say, well, I'm under grace. not understanding what they're really saying. You're under grace and you don't have to keep the Most High's law. That's why they're in trouble, because they don't understand that it's the penalty of the law. And let's go to John 8:3. Let's go there. Let's see what the Most High said about that. Let's see. Okay. Good. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Let's go to what did I say here? John 8:3. Let's go and find out something here. Let's go to, we're talking about, the Most High wants to keep the law, statutes, commandments, because if that wasn't the case, how would you know what to eat? How would you know how to dress? But the Most High is not, how would you know how to live? But the Most High is not going to, I'm sorry. But the law is not given to a stoning if you ate pork. That's why you think our black Hispanics are eating it. eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, going out of style in Christian church. Nobody stoned them, so they figured it's okay, but it's not. The Most High told you, we'll show you in Leviticus in a second, you're not supposed to do that. That's not something that you're supposed to do. As a matter of fact, let's go to Leviticus 11. Let's find out some of the laws that the Most High gave us in regards to eating. Let's go to Leviticus. In the Christian church, that's all they think about is basically getting out of church so I can barbecue that ham, or barbecue those pig feet, or whatever they eat, whatever they try to do. The Most High is not with that. He's not. But see, it's because we don't understand in the Christian church, because they don't understand that the law, statutes, and commandments are not done away with. You're supposed to keep those. Okay? They think that, I ain't fall down dead today. Well, the Most High can. I mean, he can if he want to. If he want to judge you, he can. Where do you think they get heart attacks from? Where you get all? But anyway, let's go to Leviticus 11. Let's find out what some of the foods that you're supposed to eat and some of the foods that you're not supposed to eat in Leviticus. Leviticus 11. And the Leviticus is the priesthood, And the Most High spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, speaking to the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which you shall eat among all the beasts that are of the earth. Aratazah, okay? Whatsoever parteth of the hoof. You know how cows, they part the hoof. And it says, whatever part of the hoof, and the cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud. And chewing the cud, a lot of people, let's see online here, how many people know what chewing the cud means? Let's write that down. What you think it means, we'll give you a break. We'll give you a few seconds here, a little reprieve here. Tell me what chewing the cud means. I'll read this again. We're in Leviticus, the 11th chapter. Whatso part of the hoof, these are the foods, that you can eat, because that's what it says. Whatsoever part of the hoof and is cloven-footed and cheweth the cud amongst the beasts, ye shall eat. So that's what the Most High is saying you can eat. That part the hoof and cloven-footed and cheweth the cud. What is chewing the cud? Somebody tell me online right there. Tell me what that is. Anybody in the audience. What does it mean to chew up the cud? Because I found out from some farmers, they have these things all the time. People who raise cows, you can tell what chewing the cud means. Tell me what it means. Okay? What does chewing the cud means? By definition. Tell me what it means. Okay? If you understand what it means, just tell me what you think it means. Chewing of the cud. Well, these are the things I think, let's see. Chewing the cud. Tell me what it means. Okay? Let's see. let's see who has it right here. Let me see here. Let me turn this guy. Okay, right there. Okay. All right. I see we have Adrian in, D. Curse, and we have Shalom Shah, Officer Shah. What just, and a few others. Christmas good. Cross-dressing, yeah, there you go. Chewing the cud. Adrian has chewing their food twice. Exactly. It basically, a cow's got a few stomachs. I can't remember how many there are, but if the cows purposely chew that food twice, and that's called chewing the cud. And that's what it is. Cursed portion of food that it eats for a second time. Those are good, acceptable answers. That's exactly right. Very good answers. And that's what chewing the cud is. They do that. The cow sit there, he'll burp. I remember one time they did a study of trying to harvest. This is how crazy and wicked the world is. Trying to study and harvest a cow's burp. I'm not going to get into that, what the article was. I just remember reading it. But that's what it is. The chewing the cud. When you taking the food, when they regurgitate and they'll chew it before it comes out on the ground or something, they just simply chew it again. But that's what the Most High said that a person can eat. Leviticus 11th, what did I say here? 11th, 4, 11, okay, here. Nevertheless, these shall, 11, speaking to the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which they shall not eat among all the beasts that are of the earth. Whatsoever part of the hoof and the cloven foot and chew of the cud among the beasts you shall eat. Of course, that's right. Now let's get into some of the ones that you should not eat. Y'all keep your ears on right there. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud. Or of them that divided the hoof. Now what this is saying is, nevertheless, it's trying to say, in case you didn't know or hear, this is what I'm trying to tell you. These shall ye not eat. Now the Bible didn't say eat. This is what the Christian church love to indulge in. They love to do things that the Most High say don't do. That's why I'm telling all the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to get out of these Christian churches and find your way to keeping these laws, statutes, commands of this Bible, and so you'll understand who you are. Now we're on eating the foods now in the law class here, and the let's see. Nevertheless, these things shall you not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divided the hoof, as the camel. Now you can't eat a camel. Now not camel. Although this camel, he chews the cud. They chew the cud. They'll regurgitate their food and chew it again. This is what a camel does. Look like some sort of big humped horse, but that's what he does. He chews the cud. And as the camel, because he chewed the cud, but divideth not the hoof. Now the camel don't divide the hoof. He don't divide the hoof. He is unclean unto you. He's unclean unto you. You can't eat him. Now you don't go around eating a camel, but that's what some people thinking they can do. They think they can go around eating a camel, but no, not really. You're not. The Most High tells you not to do that. He says, let's read it again. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divided the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, he divided not the hoof. He is unclean unto you. Can't eat a camel. But there people do. I don't know, people, that's what people do. And let's get on down the line here to some of the things that they do here in America and some of these Christian churches up in here. And the coney, because he chewed the cud, but divided not of the hoof, he's unclean to you. I think the coney is sort of a rabbit. He's got little paws or whatever. He's unclean unto you. You don't go around eating him either. Let's some sort of rabbit, some sort of animal, some sort of rodent. Let's put it that way. And the hare, which is the rabbit of Salakia, because he cheweth the cud, Now the hare will chew the cud. He'll chew this. If you sit there and look at chewing, chop it on the grass. But the Most High said this, we're in Leviticus 11th chapter, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. See, the Most High give you the prescription. There's no reason to let some preacher go around in these Christian churches telling you what and what you cannot eat. Here it is right here. He goes around telling you, you can eat the rabbit. You can eat the camel or whatever. Not people eat camel, but this is what he says. And here's the one, verse 7. This is the one that people in the Christian church and a lot of churches around here, a lot of people in general, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, because I'm not interested in the other people out there, because the Most High doesn't care. That's in 2 Esdras 6 and 54. We'll get that in a second here. He doesn't even care. He doesn't care about other people. All he cares about is his black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, and we eat a lot of this. And the swine, though he be cloven-footed, and the swine, though he divide the hoof, now the swine will divide that hoof. He'll have that little hoof, looking like that. He'll divide the hoof, yet he cheweth not the cud. Now, if you ever seen a pig eat anything, it's slop. Ain't no chewing no cud. What cud? He'll eat the cud. he'll eat the slop pan if he could tear it up and put it in his stomach. He ain't gonna regurgitate nothing twice. It's a filthy, disgusting animal. The Bible says he is unclean unto you. Of their flesh shall you not eat, verse 8. Their carcasses shall you not touch. They are unclean unto you. Now, that's what it is. And I will have y'all, tell me what that one is. Tell me if y'all in the audience right there and online, the chat's right there. Tell me what's the swine? And the swine, though he divide the hoof, be cloven-footed. Give me the answer for that. Well, it shouldn't take you that long to get this one, because I know people know what that swine is. Tell me what that is. Tell me what the swine is. Tell me what you see in the Christian church and what people barbecue. Yeah, Adrian said the pigs. That's right. That's right, Adrian. That's right, sis. She said the pigs out there because she knows that this is something. She's been there. She understands. Brother Curse. Y'all know. All y'all know. Officer Bond, all y'all checked in, all y'all understand. You understand that the swine, most people know. But here's something. Let's read. Let's finish reading here. But we got a little time here. Let's find out, because I'm going to dwell a little bit on this food here, because a lot of people need to understand in the laws, in the law class, what you should eat and what you should not eat. What the Christian churches is doing is an abomination. So let's find out how to not be abominable. Let's find that out. In Leviticus, 11th chapter, 9th verse, these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters in the sea, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. Now, if it's got fins and scales, it's fair game. All right? And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and the rivers, and all that moves in the water, and which is in the waters, that shall be an abomination too. Now, if they ain't got fins and scales, he's an abomination. You ain't got no business eating him. Somebody get online, give me an idea. Tell me what abominable. Give me an abominable fish that's in the sea that don't have fins or scales, or one or the other. You gotta have both to be unclean. I mean, to be clean. Slocky. To eat a fish that's in the sea, slocky, not animal. The fish that are in the sea. Give me an example of one that say like don't have fins, or don't have scales, or have fins but no scales. Give me one of those animals right there. Tuna. Okay, that's good. True. Young man Curse said tuna. Give me another example. Because for a while, a lot of people said, the tuna has a little small scales, but you can't see them. But here in ISUPK, we don't eat tuna. We don't eat that. That's exactly right. Because, they don't have a classified scale that we know. So they're abomination to us. She said, you said a swordfish. That's exactly right. What do they sell in these restaurants? What is the wicked Christian churches got our people doing? Come out for fish fries. What do they normally sell? What kind of fish is that? What's one of these bottom feeders out here? Which one of them? Somebody write in there what you think that one is about that has no, that's got fins but ain't got no scales to it, because it's an abomination. Blue whales and dolphins, exactly right. Shrimp, crabs, lobsters, that's exactly right. There's one more. That's one more that people, I mean, it's all your answers are exactly 100% right. You're exactly right. All these are the abominable things. Catfish, there it is. That catfish, that's the one. For some reason, the Christian church love to dwell on this catfish, and they love to barbecue them some shrimp, and love to have pork on their menu. These are the things that they barbecue and hope that they had. And the Wednesday night law class, what we're trying to tell you, let's lock it for a second. You good? Huh? Yeah, okay. Yeah, just grab your seat. Have one of our troopers come to class here. A shot, very good. But that's right, that catfish is one of the ones that people, that our Christian churches love to get and barbecue and fry and cornmeal them half to death. And that pork, they'll get that pork smelling all around the place, calling themselves doing good. The pastor saying, oh, it's okay. But the Most High said, this is not something that you should do. You know, Most High said, keep the commandment. Because our pastors are liars. They let them eat anything. Let's turn to Romans. Let's turn to Romans 6:1. Let's turn. Yeah, go ahead and grab your seat. What? Okay, gotcha. Romans 6:1. Okay. Let's turn to it. Let's find out what it's talking about here. Let's find out what it's talking about right here. Romans 6. Yeah, there it is. And then it says, now these are abominations and sins that people do. You know, in the Christian church, they're at home. Our people just basically don't follow the law, statutes, commandments, but they should. But let's say this right here. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin? These are sins. These are abominations. They grace mail bound. In other words, they say we're going to continue and let the grace, God got me. That's what the church say. Oh, I'm under grace. It'll take. What does the Bible say? Verse 2. Read that for me.
Okay. Romans 6:2. God forbid, how shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein?
That's right. If you're dead to sin, in other words, you ain't got no business. If you dead to the sin, you ain't got no business eating wicked abominations like that.
Right.
Live there. You don't live therein because you say you think you're under grace. A lot of people, you think you're not under the law. You're not under the penalty of the law, forthright, like they used to stone people. Not that you're supposed to go around eating shrimp, crab, and lobster, and any portable thing that you can put to your mouth. And as somebody and having abominations or whoredoms and all kinds of things that people have, these are the things that you're not supposed to be doing. You see, because if you keep doing them, Most High may put a judgment. That's his call. But the penalties of the law of what they used to do for doing things like this, people used to get stoned for some of these abominations that people have done. That's what, when they say, well, I'm not under the law, you know, I'm under grace. That's what it's really saying. You're not under the penalty of the law, because the more you are actually under the law of the Most High. You're actually supposed to keep the law of the Most High. Let's turn to a lot of people, a lot of Christians, a lot of pastors say, oh, I know him, you know, but they keep not his laws, his statutes and commandments. We'll turn to 1 John 2, 3, and 5. I know him, but they keep not his laws and commandments. Well, let's see what the Most High says. If you think you know him, and you've been enough to do whatever you want to do, and you keep not his commandments, let's find out what the Most High says. 1 John 2, 3, and 5. 1 John, back of the Bible there. There it is right there. 1 John 2, 3, and 5. Okay, let's turn to it. Because our enemy, our adversary, Esau, he will love to keep us ignorant, to love to keep us in the Christian churches. He will love to keep us sinning and doing everything and following after what he does. He would love to do that. He would love to keep us in vanity. He would love to keep us liars. He would love to keep us hypocrites. He would love to keep us having no peace, being wicked, doing whatever we want to do in the Christian church. Go ahead.
So like you go 1 John 2, 3 through 5.
1 John 2 and 3.
Come on.
You got it?
Come on.
You would like to read it?
Come on.
1 John, the 2nd chapter.
1 John 2, 3. So like it. 1 John chapter 2, verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him, if we keep his commandments.
If you keep his commandments, that's right. If you keep the commandments of the Most High, then you know him. Now, following his commandments, when you keep them. Now, if you hereby, listen, read that again. Let's read that from the top.
1 John 2 and 3. And hereby we do know that we know him, if we keep his commandments.
That's right. Now finish reading the verse 4. Read verse 4 for me. Go ahead.
Verse 4. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar.
Is a what?
A liar.
Is a what?
A liar.
He is a liar, and what?
And the truth is not in him.
And the truth is not in him. So therefore, what does the Bible call the people that say, especially in these Christian churches, these wicked Christian churches out here? Need Corona shut them down, you know. They still trying to stop there sitting in the parking lot.
Right.
What does the Most High say about them? He said, I know him and keep his commandments. Is a what?
Liar.
Is a liar. That means that pastor is a liar. That means that sister on the third pew, fourth row, that said I can go and sin and have 5 men,
right,
and one on the side, and maybe a girlfriend on the side,
right,
is a what? What does it call him?
Liar.
And what? The truth is what?
Not in him.
The truth is not in him. That's what the Most High say. You ain't got no business going out here doing what you think you can do, and calling yourself keeping the commandments. The Most High is giving the prescription. We're talking about these commandments tonight. We're showing you, we've gone down them, how you eat right, how you dress right, how you do the things that you're supposed to do under the law. So let's, the Bible says that you're a liar, the truth not in you. Okay? That's what it says. Let's turn to, let's see, 1 John, let me see, let's go 3 and 4. No, that ain't what I want. Is that what I want? Yeah, 1 John 3. Yeah. Let's find out what is the most, let's read verse 4. Let's find out what the transgression of the law is. What if you sin, what is it? What is the transgress? What does transgress of the law mean? Anybody? Just raise your hand or in class. We'll give them a chance. Go ahead.
When you break the law, statute, commandments.
When you break the law, to transgress, to trample on, to not do, is when you transgress the law, that's breaking them. What'd you say?
To go against.
To go against it, right? To transgress also the law. Let's read verse 4.
1 John 3 verse 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law.
If you commit sin, that means if you break one of these laws in the Bible, okay? If you go out, and that's from the pastor all the way to the brother, the sister, that's anybody in the world, if you live in the Christian church. If you black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you ain't got no business doing it. It says whosoever. It's talking about the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. It ain't talking about the rest of these people out here. He don't care about y'all. Y'all, you just spittle. We'll read that in a second here. Whosoever committed, read that verse 4 again.
1 John 3 verse 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresses also the law.
Right.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
For sin is the transgression of the law. So when you transgress, you go against that law. That means you sit in that wicked Christian church and you say to yourself, you know, I'm keeping the law. The Most High called you a liar.
Right.
The Most High. He said, you committed sin. You transgressed the law. It said, for sin is the transgression of the law. What do you think sin was? What do you think sin was? It's the transgression of the law. What do you think it was? You thought it was, oh Lord, I can do what I want to do. As getting captured, I can say so many Hail Mary full of grace. You got all kinds.
Right.
Name a church, and the Catholic Church will throw it at you. Say, if you want to go to the Baptist church, go to the Adventist church, go to this church. All of them have enough, just enough steam to grab you in there. But the end of it is poison, man. You ain't got no business in there. Go ahead.
Sir, if I can. One thing I learned about the Christian church and the people that live in the world is not sin if they don't have an understanding of it. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? If they have an understanding, they tend to try to find their own way of it not being a sin. So they use that as a leverage of, since I don't know it's sin, it's not a sin up until. But what is up until, sir? Right.
They a lot of people, I'll say this to you. A lot of people, they will not read their Bible. They'll listen to the pastor.
Right.
They want to do wicked anyway. Right. A lot of people want to go. They don't take the time. The reason why I know to break the commandments, that's very good. Decurse, you're saying breaking the commandments. That's when you transgress the law, you can say that. Yes, when you transgress the law. But basically, I got it right. But basically, you got people that want to do whatever they want to do anyway. They don't want to keep the law. So what they do, and they transgress the law, what they do, of course they sin, what they do is they go around finding how far I can straddle a fence. And in other words, our brothers go around, they were sleeping, making these women whores out here. Want to find out, and our sisters want to be whores. How far and how many I can have before the Most High come and judge me? Now, hey, listen, you would have been stoned to death a long time ago.
Right.
The Most High basically found grace for you, so giving you some time. The Most High came and he cleaned that up before. The penalty of the law of what they used to do is stone you to death. That part of the law, under the law, the Most High, if he wants, but right now, this ain't no time to be sitting up here trying to straddle no fence. The Most High is judging left or right. Look at Corona out here.
Right.
Look at that. When the Most High come on me, he may drop a stone on your nasty, filthy behind, some out here sitting up here dressing any kind of way, provocative, and going out here sleeping with 4 or 5 men, and the men go out here making these women whores, and then you go in and say, okay, when you finish, then you go take out a barbecue grill and grill the pork, the shrimp, the crab, and the lobster. Say, oh, I've done something, and go to sleep and start to do it all over again. That's what the Christian churches have up in here, because the law, the Most High came to basically, I didn't come to do away with the law, but to fulfill it. That's what he's saying. He's trying to say, it's a measure of love. let's turn to 1 John 5 and 3. Let's see what the Most High says about that. Let's find out. Let's find out what the love of God really is. The love of the Most High is. Why does he take the time to show you what his love is? Because he wants to understand. If you're going to worship in the spirit and truth, this is what you got to do. Let's go to verse 2. Go to verse 5 and 2. Okay? 1 John 5 and 2. Read.
1 John 5 and 2. By this we know that we love the children of the God.
Of the Most High, that's correct.
Of the Most High. When we love the Most High and keepeth his commandments.
And keep what?
His commandments.
Keep his what?
Commandments.
His commandments. See, this is what people, and this is love. Let's read that again. By this what?
By this we know that we love the children of the Most High. Mm-hmm. When we love the Most High and keep his commandments. When
if you love him, you won't eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. If you love him, you will obey his laws. If you love him, you won't market yourself as a whore. If you love him, men, you won't go around here making these women whores. You'll marry them. You know, you're here in ISUPK, that's what we do. You can have more than one wife. But you can't go around just loving them and leave them like Rick James said, love them and leave them. You know, you can't do stuff like that. You have to keep the commandments of the Most High. Let's read that again. Verse 4.
1 John.
I'm sorry, verse 2. I'm sorry, it's like it.
1 John 5 verse 2. By this we know that we love the children of the Most High. Mm-hmm. When we love the Most High and keepeth his commandments.
Okay, finish read. 3.
Verse 3. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keepeth his commandments, mm-hmm. and his commandments are not grievous.
What does it mean to be grievous? What is it when he says, he says he's taking your time now, and he's saying that this is how you know that you love the Most High, when you keep his commandments. The Christian church get this wrong every single time, but because they basically don't love the Most High. So what does grievous mean? Let's online. Show me what grievous mean. Now tell me what, if you're going to grieve something, grievous. Let's look that up. Let's look that up and see what grievous mean. Let's see. Let's look that up. I know what it means. I'm just looking it up. Let's find a definition of what it means here. Grievous, very serious of something bad. You know, you grieve it of something bad, very serious or serious. In other words, you grieve the commandments as bad. In other words, I don't want to do that. You know, something bad. You know, you grieving them. You basically taking them to a level of something bad. You know, that's what the Most High is saying that people do, called severe pain, suffer, sorrow, a wound, you know, oppressive. In other words, they're oppressive. I'll take that one right also. Onerous, grievous, costive war. In other words, people think that they are oppressive to them. In other words, that's the oppression. I can't do that. You know, I used to think that way. But as a matter of fact, you need to do that and get an ISUPK and find out that you're supposed to keep these commandments. Right. Let's read that again. That's what that word means. It's, in other words, when you read it, put oppressive in there. Well, I mean, read grievous, but I'll show you. Go ahead, verse 3.
1 John 5 verse 3. Mm-hmm. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keepeth his commandments, and his commandments are not oppressive.
That's right. But the word, we're going to say grieve. Don't say grievous. Read exactly what the Bible says. Go ahead.
1 John 5 verse 3. Mm-hmm. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keepeth his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
That's right. And grievous in this topic, right, in this way we say it here, it's not subject to basically being oppressed, you know? In other words, people think that oh man, this is oppressive. Man, why I'm getting all this? Why are you pressing me by telling me that I can't do this? You know, it's pleasure. You know, I'm enjoying this sin. Why you being oppressive to me? That's what this is saying. Why are you grieving it, man? Why are you doing it? That's the Most High said. This my commandments ain't grievous. It says now, and it says, finish reading verse 4.
Come. 1 John 5 verse 4. For whatsoever is born of the Most High overcometh the world.
Yeah.
And this is the victory that overcometh the world.
Right. Okay. Even the faith. Good. Good. That's good enough. But basically, the Most High doesn't want you to go around grieving these commandments. He wants you to keep them. That's what they're for. That's the other nations. The other nations. The Most High could care less if you keep them. The Most High could care less if you keep them or not. I'll read in here what he thinks about the other nations. He doesn't care about the other nations. He doesn't care about who they are. He doesn't care. I mean, let's read that. If you don't think that's the case, the Most High could care less about Esau and Elam and Ham and all these other nations, and Ham and all these other nations that do wicked and abominable things. You know, they don't care. The East Indians, the Eskimos, the Hawaiians. The Most High don't care about them. He don't care about Esau. And then it says, after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of thy creatures. This is the 2nd Ezra 6:54. Now we all come with Adam because the Most High gave Adam the law. He gave it to him. Go ahead, read this book.
Come.
Verse 6 and 54. The Most High gave him the law. He gave Adam the law, and that's how after this we all come. But what does the Most High care about these other nations? Go ahead and read. 2nd Ezra 6 and 54.
2nd Ezra 6 and 54. And after these, as Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
Of him come we all. That means all the nations. It came from Adam. It says of him come we all. But what does it say about it?
And the people also, whom thou hast chosen. Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made the world for our sake.
The world for whose sake?
Our sake.
Okay. And go ahead, finish reading.
As for the other people.
Well, other people. Now, this is not the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He's talking about the other people. As for the other people. That's what Adrian got down here. She says something that is bad. It's exactly right. And it is, of course. It's oppressive. People don't want to keep the commandments. And the Bible says it's not oppressive, but keep reading, brother.
Which also come from Adam. Thou hast said that they are nothing.
They are what?
Nothing.
Say that again.
Nothing.
That they are nothing. Finish reading.
But be like unto spittle.
Us like a hop. The other nations are like spittle. The Most High, he doesn't care about them. He cares about the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that you keep these commandments. You keep these laws. Other people, Esau gave away his birthright. I don't care nothing about that. That's why he's out here pressing us now, trying to hunt us down in the street. I don't care nothing about them laws. I don't care nothing about any of that. I don't care nothing about the wickedness that I'm doing. In other words, the Most High said, okay, all right, fine. That's fine. But finish reading.
And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that had fallen from a vessel.
That's right. These other nations, Esau is likened them also to abundance that falleth from a bucket. In other words, the Most High didn't give them the law. He gave it to Adam and he passed it on through Jacob, through the 12 tribes of Israel, from Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Isaac shall thy seed be found. So he did not give these laws to anybody except for the 12 tribes of Israel. And that's why he's asking us to get ourselves out of these Christian churches, get ourselves off of the understanding that the Most High, if he didn't regard these other churches, if he didn't regard these other nations And these other nations are the one that gave these other churches. That's what we just read about. The Romans. Why are you trying to regard them? The Most High says, like spittle. Why are you trying to hang around them? Why are we trying to be like them? Why are we trying to go around, women trying to go around, it's just in the 60s. And I never understood it. They would go around trying to be like a white woman. Or like Esau or any other. You know, the Most High said, you know, this is not something that you need to be doing. The Most High wants you to be regarded.
And that, you know, Salaki, sir, if I can, and that could be the whole thing on, you take a book from a black man or a black woman, what you get, an ignorant Negro, you know, and so that whole terminology right there could fall in effect of the same thing you're speaking on behalf of right now. Why would we regard these people?
That's
Why
right.
we accept or allow these people? Because the simple fact that they took the book from us, and we don't know no better. And now, in this day of society, people so quick to, you know, go by word of mouth versus, you know, taking the time and, you know, time and effort to go look into something. And that's where, you know, that's where it could just fall into. Sir.
Yeah, well, basically they follow the Edomites, they follow all these churches which they started. And our people don't understand that that's where we start to going off, because even back a long time ago, we had wickedness going on. The churches have been around for a long time. And nowadays people don't understand. We've been brainwashed. We don't understand of who the devil is.
Right.
We don't understand that Esau is the devil. You know, that he's the devil that basically deceiver. That's all it really means. And he understand that the Most High regards them as nothing. He regards them as spittle. That's what the Most High has said. He regards them as spittle. And he doesn't love them because he's given us the law. And they don't have a law, so they just basically regard it. They don't have a law, they regard it as nothing. And we sit up there and try to gravitate to the churches that they form.
Right.
We don't need their church. We don't need their understanding. The Most High said, get out of those churches. Get out of them. And we talked about, Slaki, we talked about their holidays, their foods. We talked about the way they dress up in the Christian churches, their whoredom, you know. And we talked about a lot of things that the Most High. Sometimes we talked about how they're liars, the hypocrites, the wicked. They teach traditions, the heathen, customs of vain. You know, there's so many things that we can go over, and we kind of run out of time. But there's so many things that we can go over that we don't need. We don't need another Christian church. Let's put it that way. We don't need it. We don't need another falsity, because all they're going to do is tell more lies and understand. Is that all we got on second address there? That what it says? Regarding them as a drop of a bucket.
To the vessel. Come,
yeah, that's right. That's right. The Most High said, if you take a drop of the bucket and you mop in the floor and one drop falls out of that bucket, you know, that's how he views the other nations. That's how he views the other nations. That's how he views the people that basically got us into captivity, basically causing our people to not keep the law, statutes, and the commandment. But it's not grievous, you know. The Most High said, all you have to do is just stay in there, stay in there, and you're gonna die. That's what the Most High said. Stay in that Christian church, and you will die.
Right.
Basically, you're dying already. Corona has come around and been put into the Christian churches, has put all over the street, and the Most High is trying to get you out of there, trying to get you back home where you can understand who you are. You might as well get online and get into one of these classes,
right,
and get online and get into the ISUPK. When you see us on the street teaching, find out who you are, ask the questions, you know, so you can get out of the Christian church and get off of all of these Christmas and mess and cross-dressings and pigs and porks and all these things that people do as an abomination. Get out of those churches and find out who you are. Get off the streets if you're in the Christian church. Get out of there and save your soul, save your life. You know, find out who you are. Don't be in vain. Don't worship. As Matthew said, in vain do they worship me. They worship it in vanity, you know. because they the pastors are leading them astray. You know, there's not one thing that comes out of there that has been good. You know, that's all abominations out of there, and they're liars. They transgress the laws, right. And the Most High. We're under curse, and not knowing that all we have to do is to come out of that curse is to get away from the vanity, to get away from the lies, to get away from the hypocrisy, the wicked, the tradition, the heathens, to learn how to dress right, to not be whores, to not eat the pork, the shrimp, crab, and lobsters, and all of the messed up foods that the Christian church teaches. Then you won't be part of that, and then you'll have the understanding of, then you'll have a better understanding if you get an ISUPK and know who you are. And that's been a Tawal class. Let's clap it up. I'm going to read the security announcements. What? Trooper Shada came to class and was all the way down in the rain reading. Keep staying in class, soldier. The ISUPK, the security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The rule for the new brother and the sister. When a new brother or sister come to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8 and 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny or increase the Most High gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher, priest fund, free will offering, or priest. It's not mandatory. Whatever amount you would like to give. The upcoming holy convocations. Okay? We have, let's see, Purim, the 14th day of the 15th day of the 12th month, Thursday, February 25th, and Friday, February 26th, 2021, Esther 9, 20, and 31. Of course, then we have the Passover, which is coming here, coming to Houston, Texas there, Slovakia. The 14th day of the first month, it'll be, I believe it'll be on Thursday, April 24th, at 2021 at sundown in Houston, Texas. Exodus 12, 1 and 51, Leviticus 23, 4 and 5, 1 Corinthians 5, 7 and 8, and 2 Corinthians 30 and 17. If you plan on going to Passover, make sure you check with the camp leader. We're glad we have a Tawab class, and remember that where the ISUPK start off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians make up the 12 tribes of Israel. Under Commander General Yohana since 1969. We're established. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. If you're not under the ISUPK, under Commander General Yohana, you're simply not under the truth. Get in, get a flyer, get the number that's listed on the screen there, and find yourself in the ISUPK. For this we say, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Barak Athab, to the brothers, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Athab, Hashem Yahweh Shai, to all the sisters. For that we say, Shalom.